the one carb that builds muscle faster than whey protein, aged 60 plus. If you're over 60 and only chasing more protein shakes, that's the trap quietly draining your strength. Carbs got blamed for decades, and now your muscles are paying the price with slower recovery and weaker workouts. Muscle loss starts as early as mid-adulthood and accelerates with age. After 60, it tends toward the higher end, up to about 8% per decade, but you can reverse a lot of it in 30 days. Today, I'll show you the one specific carb that outperforms whey for real-world strength when you use it right, plus exact amounts, timing, a 30-day plan, and a simple grocery swap. There's a mistake that actually makes whey backfire. Stay with me. This is the quiet edge most people over 60 never hear about, and it protects your independence fast. The trap: why more protein isn't saving your muscles. The thing most people miss after 60 is this: muscle doesn't respond to protein alone. It needs fuel plus a signal. The signal is movement, resistance work, stairs, getting up from a chair on purpose. The fuel is carbohydrate to power the work and to deliver amino acids into muscle. When carbs are too low, protein can't do its job efficiently. Here's why your current approach stalls. On a low-carb day, your muscle glycogen, the stored carbohydrate in muscle, is low. Low glycogen means your training feels heavy, you do fewer reps, and you stop early. Less work means a weaker signal to grow. Then, when you drink whey without carbs, your insulin rise is small, so fewer amino acids get driven into the muscle. You ate the bricks, but you didn't send the workers or the trucks. This clicked for me when I looked at older adults' digestion timelines. Older adults often absorb amino acids from meals more slowly. Peaks can hit hours later than in younger folks. That's anabolic resistance. Aging muscle becomes harder to signal with a blunted sensitivity to protein and a slower delivery of those amino acids into the muscle. It doesn't mean you can't build muscle. It means you need a stronger, smarter stimulus, movement plus the right carbs to raise insulin gently and refill glycogen, so protein actually becomes new muscle. That insulin nudge is the key that unlocks the door for amino acids to move from blood into muscle cells. Now, here's where most people mess up. They sip away shakes, skip carbs, and then wonder why soreness lingers and strength doesn't budge. Protein is still critical. Most older adults do better at around 1 to 1.2 grams per kilo per day, spaced across meals. But protein by itself is incomplete for building strength you can feel. Without enough carbohydrate, your body leans on protein for energy, not repair. That's like burning your lumber to keep the construction site warm. You might be thinking, but aren't carbs bad for blood sugar? The dose, type, and timing matter. The right carbs taken around movement help because muscle acts like a sponge after you train. Carbs go into muscle glycogen first, not into trouble. And when insulin rises modestly with a smart carb, it helps shuttle amino acids into muscle cells. That's exactly what you want for recovery. Think of glycogen as the gateway. When it's refilled and insulin is gently up, protein finally lands where it should. Let me show you exactly how this plays out in a day. You have a light breakfast shake, no carbs. You do your walk and some chair stands. Halfway through, you feel flat. That's low glycogen. Post-activity, you drink whey again, still no carbs. Your muscles don't get the full signal. The next morning, you're stiff and cut the session short again. That loop is the protein-only trap. The reason this trap is so sticky after 60 is cumulative fatigue. Low glycogen increases perceived effort. When effort feels higher, you stop sooner. When you stop sooner, you send a weaker growth signal. Over weeks, that compounds into lost reps, lost sets, and lost muscle. Add in slower amino acid absorption with age. And protein alone can't overcome the weak signal. There's also a recovery piece most people ignore. Glycogen protects muscle from being broken down for energy. When you finish a session with empty glycogen and no carbs, your body has to get fuel from somewhere. That somewhere often includes the very amino acids you want to use for rebuilding. Carbs post-activity, spare protein for repair. What about kidneys? Here's the simple version. For healthy people, moderate protein is fine. As kidneys age, they're more sensitive to extremes. If you have known kidney disease, very high protein intakes are risky, and you should speak with your clinician. We're not anti-protein, we're anti-protein only. The safer, smarter play for most older adults is a balanced plan. Adequate protein paired with the right carb at the right time. It's easier on aging kidneys, steadier for blood sugar. And bonus, costs less than chasing giant tubs of powder. Okay, so why not just keep pounding whey and add any carb? Because not all carbs behave the same. You want a steady rise in blood glucose, not a spike and crash. You want something easy on the stomach, rich in soluble fiber, and simple to prepare every day. You want a food that gently raises insulin enough to help amino acids enter muscle while refilling glycogen, so your next workout feels better, not worse. That's where viscous fibers like beta-glucan shine. They slow absorption just enough to keep energy even and insulin smooth. Here's the shortcut nobody teaches. Pair a small portion of the right carb before movement to prime your energy, then a similar portion with protein after to lock in repair. Once you nail that, everything else clicks. More reps, less soreness, steadier energy, and better balance. If you remember nothing else from this section, remember this: muscle is built by work, fed by carbs, and repaired by protein. Remove the carbs, and the work suffers. Remove the work, and the protein goes to waste. There's a specific carb that flips this whole system on for older adults because it digests predictably, delivers steady glucose, and plays nicely with protein. Use it at the right times, and you'll feel the difference in a week. That carb, and the timing that makes Whey finally work for you. Next, almost nobody over 60 is using this correctly, which is why it feels like a secret when you try it. Why carbs can build muscle faster than Whey after 60. Before we continue, you need to understand what carbs actually do for muscle. The reason this works is simple. A smart dose of carbs raises insulin gently. Insulin is the doorman that opens the gate and helps amino acids from your meal move into muscle cells. Without that door opening, protein hangs around in the bloodstream longer, and less of it gets used to build tissue. With the door open, protein does its job. In older adults, that gentle insulin push helps overcome anabolic resistance. So more of the protein you eat actually becomes muscle. Now here's where most people mess up. They treat protein like the whole project. Protein is the bricks. Carbs are the workers and trucks that deliver the bricks to the job site and fuel the crew. When you add the workers, progress speeds up. That's why pairing carb with protein after you move usually produces better strength gains than protein alone. You're feeding the repair and refilling the tank at the same time. Let me show you exactly how this plays out in your body. During activity, your muscles burn glycogen. That's the stored carbohydrate that powers effort. When glycogen is low, your nervous system dials back output to protect you. You feel flat, your reps fall off, and the signal to grow is weak. Add a small, steady carb before activity, and you lift that ceiling. You do a few more quality reps. That extra work is the signal your body listens to. The game changer nobody talks about is what happens after the effort. Right after movement, your muscles are more insulin sensitive. Think of muscle like a thirsty sponge. A modest carb dose with protein at this time gets pulled into muscle first, not into fat. Glycogen refilled equals less muscle breakdown, fewer stress hormones, and faster repair. That's the difference between waking up stiff and waking up ready to go again. This is the gateway moment. Refill glycogen and protein can flow into muscle where it's needed. The thing most people miss is that older adults often absorb amino acids from meals more slowly, peaks can be delayed by hours compared with younger adults. So, the timing edge matters more. Carbs speed up delivery by nudging insulin, and insulin accelerates amino acid uptake. That gentle push is exactly what helps older muscle overcome anabolic resistance. Protein still matters, but paired with carbs, more of it lands where you want it. What does this feel like in real life? More reps without the shaky last set. Less next day soreness that drags for 3 days. Steadier energy, so the afternoon doesn't wipe you out. That's not wishful thinking. That's physiology. Carbs don't just fuel the work. They protect the work you've already done by sparing protein from being burned for energy. Okay, so the tricky part is choosing carbs that act like a dimmer switch, not a light switch. You want a steady rise, not a spike and crash. Viscous fibers, like the beta-glucan in certain grains. Slow digestion, just enough to steady glucose, and insulin. That steady state is your friend for training after 60. It keeps your energy consistent and reduces the chance of a mid-session slump. And it's why oats often beat whey alone in real-world strength. Here's the shortcut nobody teaches. If your protein intake is decent, but your training still feels stalled, don't add more scoops. Add the right carb around the work. Pre-activity, a small serving primes the pump so you can do more quality reps. Post-activity, the same carb with protein triggers a stronger muscle protein synthesis response. It's not magic, it's timing plus physiology. You might be thinking, won't carbs in the morning make me sleepy? Used properly, the opposite happens. A small pre-movement portion provides glucose for the brain and muscles without flooding you. Then your walk, resistance band work, or chair stands pull that glucose into muscle. Afterward, you top off with carb plus protein, so recovery starts immediately. By lunch, you feel clear, not crashed. Another common worry is blood sugar. 2 fixes help. First, keep portions modest and tied to movement. Second, pick a slow-digesting carb that naturally tempers the insulin rise. That way you still get enough insulin to drive amino acids into muscle, but not so much that you spike and fall. The reason this works is the muscle sponge effect. Movement makes the whole system more forgiving. A quick micro story. Last week, a client in her late 60s swapped her protein-only breakfast shake for a small serving of slow carb before her 15-minute band routine, then a protein plus carb bowl afterward. Within 10 days, she added 2 clean reps to her sit-to-stands and reported half the soreness. Nothing else changed. The difference? She finally fueled the work and fed the repair. Once you nail this, everything else clicks. Your training becomes consistent. Consistency compounds into strength. Strength turns into easier stairs, steadier balance, and less fatigue. Protein alone struggled to get you there. Carbs plus protein, timed around movement, get you there faster. But most carbs aren't equal. Some rush in and crash out. Some carry oils and sugars that fight your goals. There's one carb that wins for older adults because it digests predictably, delivers steady energy, and plays perfectly with protein. That's what we're covering next. Meet the carb, oats, the senior muscle builder. Let's talk about the carb that plays perfectly with older muscles. Oats. Not pastries, not juice, not sugar bombs. Plain oats. Why oats? Because they give you steady glucose instead of a spike and crash. They're easy to digest when cooked or soaked, and they bring extra nutrients your muscles and heart actually use. Oats carry soluble fiber, especially beta-glucan, which slows digestion just enough to keep energy even and insulin smooth. That even energy is what turns a decent session into a productive one, and it's the overlooked edge most people miss. The thing most people miss is how helpful that fiber is for training after 60. Beta-glucan creates a gentle, viscous gel in your gut that slows the release of glucose, which smooths out insulin. Smooth insulin is your friend. It's enough to help drive amino acids into muscle without the wild swings that leave you sleepy. It also supports cholesterol control, which is a nice bonus for heart health as you ramp your activity. Here's the shortcut nobody teaches. Use oats as your dimmer switch. A small serving before movement gives you a predictable trickle of fuel. Then, after movement, that same predictable trickle paired with protein keeps the recovery doors open while you refill glycogen. You avoid the mid-session slump and the post-session crash. Consistency follows, and consistency builds strength. Cost matters, too. Whey tubs are pricey. A big bag of plain oats costs a fraction and lasts weeks. If your budget is tight, oats give you near-perfect timing nutrition for pennies per serving. That means you can apply the plan daily without skipping for cost. And remember, we're not anti-whey. We're saying whey without the right carb is incomplete. Oats make the whole system work. What about taste and texture? Seniors actually tend to enjoy oats when they're prepared to the right softness. Cooked hot oats, rolled or steel cut, can be made tender with extra water and a few more minutes. If you hate hot cereal, overnight oats solve it. Soak rolled oats in milk or a fortified plant milk in the fridge for 8 to 12 hours. They get creamy, gentle on the stomach, and ready the second you wake up. Digestive comfort counts. Plain oats are simple and usually well tolerated when cooked or soaked properly. Start with small portions if you're new to fiber and build up gradually. That slow ramp helps your gut adapt and avoids bloating. Add a pinch of salt and enough liquid. Salt supports fluid balance when you're rebuilding glycogen. Oats hold water well, so the combo can reduce cramps and improve training feel. Safety-wise, oats are a clean, whole food. They're naturally heart-friendly, and their beta-glucan is recognized for supporting cholesterol and glycemic control by flattening post-meal glucose swings. Compare that with some protein powders that carry artificial sweeteners, gums, and emulsifiers that upset some people's digestion. With oats, your ingredient list can be oats, liquid, maybe fruit, spices, and a protein partner. Simple is easier to repeat and easier on aging kidneys than chasing very high protein without the carb pairing. Now here's where timing makes oats beat whey in the real world. Used right, oats make you perform better in the session and recover better after. Pre-activity, a small oat portion lifts your ceiling so you do more quality reps. Post-activity, oats plus protein nudge insulin, so more of those amino acids actually get into muscle. Whey alone can't do both jobs. Oats complete the picture at a fraction of the cost. It's the simplest upgrade to protect your independence. Let me give you a feel for portions. Pre-movement, think a smaller serving, just enough to prime you, not weigh you down. After movement, bring a similar or slightly larger serving with a protein partner. We'll cover exact amounts and simple kitchen measures in the next sections. But for now, focus on this principle. Steady fuel in, strong workout, then steady fuel plus protein back in. You might be thinking, won't oats spike my blood sugar? Plain oats, properly portioned and tied to movement, typically produce a gradual rise because of beta-glucan's viscosity. That's the point. The movement window makes muscle more insulin sensitive, so the glucose heads into glycogen where it belongs. If you've got blood sugar concerns, we'll talk about easy adjustments and checks later. Texture tips to make them enjoyable. Cook them a bit longer with extra water for a softer bowl that's kind to your gut. For overnight oats, aim for a 1-to-1 ratio by volume with milk, then adjust. Add cinnamon for flavor without sugar, and a handful of berries for micronutrients and a touch of sweetness. If you prefer savory, stir in a pinch of salt and pair with eggs or tofu. Here's the real-life payoff seniors notice. Steadier energy during sessions, fewer "my legs turn to jelly" moments, and faster bounce back the next morning. You'll feel warmth in your legs instead of heaviness, a clean push off the floor, and a calmer heart rate between sets. more reps show up first, then less soreness, then better balance and confidence. That sequence is common when you fuel the work and feed the repair. Oats make it repeatable. If you remember nothing else here, remember this line. Oats are the switch that turns your protein into progress. They're predictable, gentle, affordable, and they pair with protein better than almost anything. Use them before and after movement, and your muscles feel it quickly. Timing is the secret that makes this win obvious. Used at the right moments, Oats outperform Whey alone for strength you can feel. So let's lock in the windows and routines that make Oats work for you. The timing secret that beats Whey, pre, post, and off days. Here's the simple rule that makes Oats beat Whey in the real world. Fuel the work, then feed the repair. We'll use 2 easy windows, about 60 minutes before you move and about 60 minutes after. Tie your oats to those windows, and your training feels better today and recovers better tomorrow. This is the small habit that compounds into independence. Let's start with the pre-activity window. About an hour before you plan to move, walk, resistance bands, light dumbbells, stair repeats. Eat a small serving of plain oats. Keep it light, so you feel primed, not heavy. Think half the portion you'd eat as a full breakfast. The goal is steady glucose trickling in as you start, not a big spike that makes you sleepy. That trickle spares muscle glycogen early in the session, which keeps your reps cleaner and your form steadier. Now here's where most people mess up. They go into training fasted or with just coffee. That feels fine for 5 minutes, then effort climbs and form slips. A small pre-movement oat bowl flips that. You'll feel stronger in the mid-set, which is exactly where extra reps happen. That's the growth signal you're after. Once you finish moving, the clock starts on recovery. Your muscles are more insulin sensitive right after you train, so use that advantage. Within an hour after finishing, pair oats with a protein source you like. Milk, Greek yogurt, soy milk, cottage cheese, eggs on the side, or a scoop of whey if that sits well with you. The carb nudges insulin. Insulin drives amino acids into muscle. Protein provides the building blocks. That sequence is how you reduce breakdown and speed up repair. If you're wondering about the exact split, think of post-activity oats as the same or slightly larger than your pre-activity portion because you're refilling what you just used. If you prefer liquid, blend soaked oats with milk and a scoop of protein. If you prefer a bowl, do hot oats and stir in egg whites while cooking, or top with Greek yogurt. Both work. The point is pairing, not perfection. What if your schedule forces you to train right after waking? No problem. Take a smaller pre-portion, just a few bites of overnight oats or a mini bowl, and go. Then make your post portion a bit more substantial with protein. If your training is later in the day, slide the same pattern. Small oat pre-portion about an hour before, then oats plus protein afterward. The windows hold no matter when you move. Now, off days. Most people either starve recovery or swing the other way and graze all day. Do this instead. Keep a smaller oat serving at your first meal, paired with protein, to continue refilling glycogen and supporting repair. You're not fueling a hard session, but you are feeding yesterday's repair and tomorrow's readiness. A modest portion keeps energy steady and prevents the afternoon slump that pushes you towards snacks that don't help. There's a popular 30/30/30 idea floating around, and here's a simple, senior-friendly version. Aim to move for roughly 30 minutes most days. This can be split into 10 to 20 minutes of resistance plus an easy walk. Eat a small oat portion within about 30 minutes before you start. Then have your oats plus protein within about 30 minutes after. The numbers aren't magic. The sequence is, if you're outside those exact minutes, you still win as long as the pairing hugs the activity. In older adults, because amino acid absorption runs later, hugging those windows helps more. Let me give you a few practical scenarios. Morning walker with bands at home. A few spoonfuls of overnight oats an hour before, then a bowl of oats with milk and berries after. Afternoon gym session. A half-cup cooked oats mid-afternoon, then oatmeal with a side of eggs for dinner. Evening chair stand routine. A small oat snack after lunch to carry you, then a quick oat and yogurt bowl. Before bedtime to feed overnight repair. Hydration lives in these windows too. Add a pinch of salt to your oats or sip salted water around sessions. Glycogen pulls water into muscle. Without enough fluid and electrolytes, you cramp and feel drained. With enough, joints feel better and sets feel smoother. Blood sugar concerns. Keep portions modest. Always tie them to movement and favor cooked or soaked plain oats over instant flavored packets. If you use medication, check your numbers and adjust with your clinician. The pattern still stands. Pre-primes, post-repairs, off-day modestly maintains. If you remember nothing else, remember this sequence. Small oats before to lift performance, oats plus protein after to lock in recovery, small oats with protein on off days to keep momentum. That timing is why oats beat whey alone. Whey is just the bricks. Oats show up with the workers right when the gate is open. Exact doses for real results, no guesswork. Let's take out all the guesswork. You'll get exact amounts by body size, simple kitchen measures, clear protein pairings, hydration, and easy blood sugar checks. Follow this, and you'll feel results without calorie counting or math headaches. This is engineered for older muscle, higher protein where it counts, gentle carbs to open the gate. Start with your oat target per meal. A reliable starting point is 0.4 grams of oats per kilogram of body weight before movement and 0.6 grams per kilogram after movement. If math isn't your thing, here's the kitchen version most people can use safely pre-activity: 20 to 30 grams of dry plain oats. Post-activity, 30 to 40 grams of dry plain oats. If you're petite, use the low end. If you're larger or very active, use the high end. Now, let's translate grams into cups and spoons. 4 rolled oats. 20 grams is about a quarter cup loosely packed. 30 grams is a heaping a quarter cup. 40 grams is around 1/3 cup. 4 steel-cut oats. Weights are similar, but volume looks smaller because the pieces are denser. Use a food scale once to learn your bowl, then eyeball it. For oat bran, start a bit lower, 15 to 25 grams, because it's more fibrous and very filling. Protein pairing is simple. After movement, aim for 0.4 grams of protein per kilogram of body weight. Older adults often need the higher end to overcome anabolic resistance. The kitchen version, 20 to 30 grams of protein for most older adults. That looks like one of these. 1 cup of milk plus 3/4 cup Greek yogurt, 2 eggs plus half a cup cottage cheese, 1 scoop whey or soy isolate in milk, 3/4 cup soy milk plus 1 cup Greek yogurt. Pick what sits best. Pre-activity, you don't need a big protein load. Keep it light, 8 to 12 grams if you enjoy it, like half a cup of milk in overnight oats or a few spoonfuls of yogurt. The purpose pre-activity is glucose trickle, not fullness. Post-activity is where the protein dose matters. Let me give you 3 plug-and-play combos by size. Smaller frame, under 140 pounds pre. A quarter cup rolled oats soaked in half a cup milk. Post, 1/3 cup rolled oats cooked in water, then stir in 3/4 cup Greek yogurt. Medium frame, 140 to 190 pounds pre, heaping a quarter cup oats with half a cup milk. Post, 1/3 cup oats with 1 scoop whey in milk or 2 eggs on the side. Larger frame, 190 plus pounds pre, 1/3 cup oats with 1/2/3/4 cup milk. Post, half a cup oats with 1 scoop whey in milk or 1 cup Greek yogurt. Hydration is not optional. Glycogen binds water. If you're underhydrated, you'll cramp and feel flat. Baseline, drink a full glass of water with your pre-activity oats and another with your post-activity meal. Add a pinch of salt, about 1/8 teaspoon in your cooking water or on your food if your doctor hasn't restricted sodium. If you sweat, include an extra glass of water later in the day. What about fiber tolerance? If you're new to oats, start with the low end of portions for the first week. Cook them softer with more water, or use overnight oats so the texture is gentle. If your gut feels gassy, hold the portions steady for a few days before increasing. The mistake is jumping from zero fiber to big bowls overnight. Slow is smooth. Smooth is sustainable. Blood sugar adjustments are straightforward. If you're checking at home, take a reading before your pre-portion, then again 1 to 2 hours after your post-meal on a training day. You want a modest rise that settles within 3 hours. If numbers run higher than your target, use the low end of oat portions, add extra protein or a few nuts to slow digestion, and emphasize the timing. Keep oats snug around movement. Beta-glucan's viscosity in oats helps flatten the glucose curve. Use cooked or soaked plain oats for the steadiest response. If you're on glucose-lowering meds, coordinate changes with your clinician. Here's how to scale portions when training load changes. Light day or shorter session. Keep pre at the low end and post at the middle. Heavier day, keep pre at the middle and post at the high end. Off day, one modest oat portion, 20 to 30 grams, paired with 20 to 25 grams of protein at your first meal is enough to feed recovery without overshooting. Common pitfalls and fixes. If you feel too full pre-activity, shrink the portion or move it earlier, 60 to 90 minutes out. If you're hungry mid-session, you likely underportioned pre or waited too long after eating, bump pre by a tablespoon or move it closer to 45 to 60 minutes. If you're still sore 48 hours later, make sure your post-activity protein hits 20 to 30 grams and your oats reach at least 30 grams dry. Quick kitchen cues so you don't weigh every time. A standard metal quarter-cup scoop of rolled oats, loosely filled, is your pre. A rounded quarter cup or level third cup is your post. 4 Greek yogurt. A heaping half cup is about 15 grams of protein. A full cup is roughly 20 grams. 1 large egg is about 6 grams. 1 scoop of most whey or soy isolates is 20 to 25 grams. Check your label. If you remember nothing else from this section, remember this: small oats before to lift performance. Oats plus 20 to 30 grams of protein after to lock in repair, water and a pinch of salt to make glycogen usable, and gentle adjustments guided by how you feel and your meter if you use one. Cook your oats wrong, though, and you lose the benefit. Next, I'll show you exactly how to prep them for better digestion, steady energy, and effortless consistency. Prep methods that supercharge oats and your muscles. Let's turn oats into a training tool. The goal is steady energy, easy digestion, and fast prep so you can repeat this daily without thinking. We'll use 2 main styles, overnight oats and hot oats, and you'll pick based on schedule, texture, and timing. Small curiosity loop here. One style will feel like jet fuel without jitters for you. Test both this week, and you'll know which one unlocks cleaner reps. Overnight oats are your no-rush option. They're perfect if you train in the morning or want something gentle on the stomach. In a jar or bowl, combine rolled oats with milk or a fortified soy milk at a 1-to-1 ratio by volume to start, say 1/3 cup oats with 1/3 cup milk. Add a pinch of salt. Stir, cover, and refrigerate for 8 to 12 hours. By morning, the oats have absorbed liquid. Beta-glucan has formed a gentle gel, and the texture is creamy. If it's too thick, splash more milk before eating. If it's too loose, use slightly less liquid next time, or add a spoon of oat bran for body. Hot oats are your warm, ready-in-minutes option. 4 rolled oats. Use 1 part oats to 2 to 2.5 parts water for a softer bowl that's kinder to digestion. So 1/3 cup oats with 2/3 to 3/4 cup water. Add a pinch of salt and simmer low for 5 to 7 minutes, stirring near the end. 4 steel-cut oats. Cook a quarter cup dry in 1 to 1.5 cups water for 20 to 25 minutes until tender. If you're sensitive to fiber, more water and longer cooking usually help. Soft, hydrated oats sit better and deliver steadier energy. Now, add-ins that boost muscle. Think of fruit, seeds, and protein partners as small levers, not decorations. For pre-activity bowls, keep add-ins light and simple. A few berries or half a sliced banana for quick micronutrients, a sprinkle of cinnamon for flavor, and maybe a tablespoon of plain yogurt or a small splash of milk. You want a glucose trickle, not a full meal. For post-activity, we turn the dial up on protein. Stir 3 to 5 tablespoons of liquid egg whites into hot oats during the last minute of cooking and whisk until they turn silky, or top the bowl with 3/4 to 1 cup of Greek yogurt, or blend soaked overnight oats with milk and a scoop of whey or soy isolate. Any of those gives you the 20 to 30 grams of protein target without heavy chewing. Seeds can help, but they're potent. A teaspoon of chia or ground flax thickens overnight oats and slows digestion slightly. That's great post-activity. Pre-activity, go lighter or skip seeds if they weigh you down. Nuts are tasty and add texture. Use a small sprinkle post-activity if you want extra calories. If blood sugar is a concern, pairing oats with protein and a little fat post-activity can smooth your curve. Sensory cue. You're aiming for a creamy, warm bowl that feels light in the stomach and steady in the legs. Here's the trick nobody teaches. Chew time and texture control fullness and energy. If you wolf down oats in 60 seconds, you'll miss satiety signals and might feel sloshy. Aim for a 5 to 10 minute eat window. Make the texture slightly thicker when you need more fullness, slightly looser when you want speed and lightness before movement. You can dial this in with a splash of liquid in either direction. Digestive ease comes from soak time and water ratio. Overnight oats hit the sweet spot for many because soaking softens fibers and prehydrates the beta-glucan. For hot oats, let the finished pot sit covered off heat for 2 minutes. That short rest finishes hydration and reduces gumminess. If you're still gassy, cut the portion for 3 days, increase liquid, and add an extra minute of cooking. Keep portions consistent until your gut adapts, then increase. Batch prep saves you on busy weeks. 4 steel-cut oats. Make a pot on Sunday. 1 cup dry oats to 4 cups water. Simmer tender, cool, and portion into 6 containers, about 1/3 cup cooked each for pre-portions or half a cup for post. Splash a tablespoon of milk or water on top of each container before sealing to keep it moist. Reheat with a bit more liquid on the stove or microwave, stirring halfway. Overnight oats batch easily too. Line up 4 jars, add dry oats and salt to each, then pour milk, stir, and refrigerate. If you need variety, change the spice or fruit in each jar: cinnamon, ginger, nutmeg, cardamom, or a small handful of different berries. Scarcity angle. Most people won't prep once, and that's why they never feel week 3 results. Do this once, and you'll feel the difference. Freezer hacks are simple. Scoop cooked steel-cut oats into a muffin tin. Freeze, then pop the pucks into a bag. 2 pucks in a bowl with a splash of milk, microwave into a perfect post-session base in 2 minutes. You can also freeze blended overnight oats smoothie cubes and blend them with fresh milk and protein after training when time is tight. Flavor without sugar is easy. Cinnamon and a pinch of salt do 90% of the work. Cocoa powder post-activity adds richness that pairs well with yogurt or whey. 4 savory bowls. Cook oats in water with a little salt, then top post-activity with eggs or tofu and chives. Pre-activity keeps savory bowls lighter, so you're not digesting fat while you move. Finally, keep your kit simple. A 1/4 cup scoop for portioning, a small saucepan, a whisk for egg white oats, 2 mason jars for overnight batches, and a rubber spatula. When your tools live on the counter, the habit sticks. The prep takes 5 minutes on training days, 2 minutes on off days. That's how you make fueling automatic. Now you've got oats that perform, gentle pre-bowls, protein-powered post-bowls, and off-day mini bowls that keep recovery humming. You're ready to plug these into a simple 30-day muscle plan that ramps without soreness and shows results fast. The 30-day muscle rebuild protocol. Let's turn all of this into a simple, repeatable month that builds muscle without wrecking your joints or schedule. We'll ramp week by week, anchor each day with short movement, and lock in oat timing so recovery compounds. Identity protection. This is about keeping your freedom, carrying groceries in one trip, climbing stairs without grabbing the rail, and feeling steady in the shower. Week 1 is your gentle start. Goal: consistency without soreness. For training days, 3 easy days. On training days, do 10 minutes of resistance plus a 10 to 20-minute walk. Resistance is basic. Sit to stands from a chair, wall push UPS, band rows, and heel raises. Do 1 to 2 sets of 8 to 12 reps each, moving slowly with control. Pre-window, a small oat portion 45 to 60 minutes before you start. Post-window, oats plus 20 to 30 grams of protein within an hour after. On the 3 easy days, keep steps up and have a modest oat plus protein first meal to feed recovery. Week 2, add a little volume. 5 training days, 2 easy days. Keep the same movements, but add a 3rd set to sit to stands and heel raises if form stays crisp. On one day, swap wall push UPS for countertop push UPS to raise the challenge. Maintain the same oat timing. Small pre, bigger post with protein. If your stomach felt heavy in week 1, move the pre-portion earlier to 60 to 90 minutes or shrink it slightly. Don't skip it. Week 3 is where strength bumps show up. 5 training days again, but we'll introduce a simple tempo. Lower for a count of 3, pause 1, rise in 2. That slows you down, protects joints, and increases the growth signal. Keep the walks at 15 to 25 minutes on training days. On one easy day, take a longer, relaxed walk for 30 to 40 minutes. Nutrition timing remains steady. If energy is high, you can nudge the post oats to the top of your range on heavier days. Week 4 tightens the screws just a bit. Still 5 training days, but pick one lower body move to progress. Hold a light dumbbell or a grocery bag for sit to stands, or add a mini band for lateral steps. Keep 2 sets at the new challenge and 1 set at the easier version. Maintain the tempo and focus on clean reps. The goal is quality, not exhaustion. Your oats stay the same. Small pre to lift performance, oats plus protein post to lock in repair. Off days get the smaller oat and protein first meal to keep momentum. Now, the daily structure that makes this effortless. Use a checklist movement, 10 to 20 minutes resistance, 10 to 25 minutes walk oats pre, small portion 45 to 60 minutes before oats plus protein post, within 60 minutes after hydration. 1 glass with pre, 1 glass with post, pinch of salt if allowed sleep. Aim for 7 to 8 hours. Keep a consistent bedtime steps. Target 5,000 to 7,000 most days. More if you're already walking protein. Hit your 20 to 30 grams in the post window and spread the rest across meals. Here's your oat timing template you can stick on the fridge. Morning trainer. A few spoonfuls of overnight oats on waking, train, then oatmeal with Greek yogurt or milk and a scoop of protein. Midday trainer. Small hot oats mid-morning, train at lunch, then oats with egg whites or cottage cheese. Evening trainer. Small oat snack mid-afternoon, train, then a warm oat bowl plus yogurt as your evening meal or dessert. Quick wins you can expect. By day 7, less mid-session fatigue, cleaner form on sit-to-stands, steadier energy through the afternoon. You'll feel warmth in your thighs instead of heaviness. By day 14, 1 to 2 more controlled reps in your main moves, less next day soreness, and an easier time on stairs. You'll stop reaching for the rail. By day 30, faster sit-to-stand pace, better balance in heel raises, and a noticeable spring when getting out of chairs, like your legs finally have gas in the tank. A few. Guardrails keep the ramp smooth. If you feel sore for more than 48 hours, keep your movement light the next day, hit your post-oats and protein, and resume when soreness drops. If your energy dips mid-session, you likely underate your pre-oats or waited too long. Slide the pre closer to 45 minutes or add a tablespoon. If blood sugar is a concern, keep portions at the low end, always tie them to movement, and add protein to your pre on heavier days. Motivation trick. Mark a calendar with 3 boxes per day. Move oats pre, oats plus protein post. Your job is to check 2 boxes minimum, 3 if you trained. When you stack check days, confidence follows. If you miss, don't compensate with extra sets tomorrow. Just hit today's plan. One more micro story. A viewer in his early 70s followed this month. He started with countertop push UPS and chair stands, added the pre and post oat plan, and by week 3, he was standing from a lower chair without rocking. His comment was simple: I finally had gas in the tank. Avoid these 3 momentum killers coming up because they stall progress fast. The 3 mistakes that kill results. Now, here's where most people mess up and stall their progress, even with good intentions. Fix these, and your results accelerate quickly. Curiosity loop. One of these mistakes makes Whey backfire. Spot it, and your next session feels instantly better. Mistake 1, eating oats without any movement. That's fuel without a signal. You're giving your body energy, but you didn't tell it what to do with that energy. Without the mechanical trigger from resistance work, your body doesn't prioritize building muscle. You might feel a little fuller, maybe even sleepy, and then wonder why nothing changed. The fix is simple. Always anchor oats to movement. If you're going to have oats, earn them with activity. Even on light days, do a short circuit first. 10 chair stands, 10 wall push UPS, 10 band rows, 20 heel raises. That 5-minute primer turns your bowl into a muscle message. If you truly can't move before eating, shift oats to your next meal. After you do, get some movement. Remember the mantra: fuel the work, then feed the repair. Mistake 2, skipping salt and water. Glycogen isn't just carbohydrate, it's stored with water. When you bump carbs, your muscles pull in fluid. If you don't bring enough water and a bit of sodium, you feel heavy-legged, crampy, and oddly tired. Many people blame the oats when it's really dehydration and low electrolytes. The fix: pair each oat window with a full glass of water and a pinch of salt, assuming your clinician hasn't restricted sodium. Cook oats with a tiny pinch of salt and sip water before and after your session. If you sweat or live in a hot climate, add an extra glass later and include potassium-rich foods with meals, like a small banana or some yogurt. You'll feel joints glide better and sets feel smoother. Don't wait for thirst. Make hydration part of the routine. Mistake 3, overloading fiber too fast. You go from 0 to huge bowls, add chia and flax, and now you're bloated, gassy, and done with the plan by day 3. Overdoing fiber doesn't just hurt your stomach, it kills consistency. And consistency is what builds strength. The fix is a gentle ramp. Start on the low end of portions for a week. Cook oats softer with more water, or use overnight oats to prehydrate the fiber. Keep seeds tiny at first. Half a teaspoon of ground flax or chia post-activity, only if you tolerate it. When your gut feels settled for 3 days in a row, nudge the portion up by a tablespoon. If you're still gassy, hold steady, add more water, and cook a minute longer. Slow is smooth. Smooth is sustainable. Now, a few smaller traps that sneak in. Skipping protein post-activity because you already had oats leaves the door half open. You need the building blocks in that hour after movement. Keep your 20 to 30 grams of protein there, paired with oats. Training fasted every time is another one. You can do it occasionally, but if your sets always feel flat, you're underfueling the signal. A small pre-portion changes the quality of work immediately. Finally, chasing perfection instead of pattern. You miss a pre-window and decide the day is ruined, so you skip the post too. Don't. Hit the next window and move on. Progress comes from the rhythm, not flawless execution. Let me give you quick fixes you can use today. If you ate oats without moving, go do a 5-minute micro session now. Then add a few bites of protein, yogurt, milk, or a hard-boiled egg to feed repair. If you cramped last time, add the pinch of salt during cooking, sip a glass of water with your pre, and another with your post. Notice how your sets feel smoother. If your gut protested, cut your portion by a tablespoon, cook it softer, and hold that for 3 days before increasing again. Keep seeds out until your stomach is calm. Here's the checkpoint moment. If you remember nothing else, remember this line: movement is the signal. Oats deliver the fuel, protein does the repair. Miss any one piece and results slow. Pair all three and you compound progress. One brief micro story. A viewer started strong, but hit a wall by day 5, bloating, low energy, and cramps. His mistakes were textbook: big oat bowls with no pre-movement, no salt, and chia piled on top. He scaled back to a modest pre-portion only on training days, added a pinch of salt, kept seeds out for a week, and nailed his post-pairing. By week 2, he said, "The heaviness is gone, and I finally feel steady in my last reps." Your action step today: audit your last 3 training days. Did oats follow movement? Did you get water and a pinch of salt? Did you hit 20 to 30 grams of protein post-activity? Fix the first gap you spot and repeat that fix for a week. Once it sticks, address the next gap. Stack these small corrections and you'll feel the difference fast. Up next, if oats just aren't your thing, I'll show you the simple carb swaps that keep the timing and results without changing the plan. Oat alternatives that still work if you hate oats. If oats aren't your thing, you can still get the same timing advantage with a few simple swaps. Keep the principle: small carb before movement to lift performance, carb plus protein after to lock in repair. The timing stays, only the ingredient changes. First option, cooked barley. Think of it as oats' cousin, with a similar steady effect thanks to its own beta-glucan. Pre-activity, a small portion, about 1/3 cup cooked, gives you a gentle glucose trickle. Post-activity, go 1/2 to 3/4 cup cooked with 20 to 30 grams of protein. Barley's chewy texture slows digestion in a good way, so it's great when you want longer-lasting energy without a spike. Make a pot once, portion it out, and you've got grab-and-go bowls for the week. Cost edge. Barley is often even cheaper per serving than oatmeal. How to use it fast. For a warm pre-bowl, heat 1/3 cup cooked barley with a splash of milk, a pinch of salt, and a dash of cinnamon. For post, turn it savory. 1/2 cup barley with scrambled eggs or cottage cheese and chives. If you prefer sweet, stir in Greek yogurt and berries. Same windows, same effect. Second option, cooked sweet potato. It's easy on the stomach and very forgiving for timing. Pre-activity, 1/2 a small sweet potato, or about 80 to 100 grams works well. Post-activity, use a small whole potato, about 150 to 200 grams, with your protein. Roast a tray on Sunday. Scrub, poke, bake until tender. Store whole in the fridge. For a quick pre-snack, slice a few rounds, add a pinch of salt. Done. For post, mash 1/2 a large potato with Greek yogurt or pair rounds with eggs or grilled tofu. Sweet potato tip: if you're sensitive to fiber, peel it. If you want more fullness, keep the skin. Microwaving for 4 to 6 minutes per potato is a great backup when you're short on time. The texture is gentle, the digestion is predictable, and most people feel a steady lift without heaviness. Third option, whole grain toast or rice for simple meals. Pre-activity, 1 slice of whole grain toast with a thin smear of cottage cheese or a splash of milk on the side gives you just enough fuel. Post-activity, 2 slices with eggs, or 3/4 cup cooked rice with a protein partner hits the pairing target. If you like rice, choose medium or long grain and cook it slightly softer for easier digestion. For toast, pick a dense bread with whole grains listed first. Avoid the brown but fluffy loaves loaded with sugar and oils. A quick how to swap guide, so you don't overthink it. Replace your pre-oat portion with 1/3 cup cooked barley, 1/2 a small sweet potato, 1 slice whole grain toast, or 1/2 cup cooked rice. Replace your post-oat portion with 1/2-3/4 cup cooked barley, 1 small sweet potato, 2 slices whole grain toast, or 3/4 - 1 cup cooked rice, always paired with 20 to 30 grams of protein. Protein pairings don't change. Keep the same targets, 20 to 30 grams post. That could be Greek yogurt, cottage cheese, eggs, tofu, soy milk, or whey/soy isolate if you tolerate it. If you go savory, barley and rice love eggs, or tofu. If you go sweet, sweet potato with Greek yogurt, and cinnamon works surprisingly well. Budget and availability matter. Barley is usually cheaper than quinoa, and often cheaper per serving than high-end oatmeal. Sweet potatoes are affordable, store well, and show up in most grocery stores year-round. Whole grain bread varies. Store brands with short ingredient lists are fine. Rice is cost-effective and easy to batch. Use what's easy to find and repeat. Let me give you 3 plug-and-play plates. Barley Day. Pre, 1/3 cup warm barley with a splash of milk. Post, 1/2 cup barley topped with 3/4 cup Greek yogurt and berries. Sweet Potato Day. Pre, 4 warm rounds with a pinch of salt. Post, 1 small sweet potato with 2 eggs and a spoon of cottage cheese. Rice Day. Pre, 1/2 cup soft rice with a splash of soy milk. Post, 3/4 cup rice with tofu scramble or eggs. Common mistakes with alternatives and quick fixes. If barley feels too heavy pre-activity, cut the portion to a few tablespoons or move it earlier to 60 to 90 minutes. If rice spikes you, cook it softer and pair it with protein and a tiny drizzle of olive oil post-activity, or reduce the portion. If toast sits dry, add a sip of milk or a spoon of yogurt to improve mouthfeel and digestion. Travel and eating out at breakfast, swap oats for whole grain toast or a small side of breakfast potatoes. Pair with eggs or Greek yogurt. At diners, order a plain baked potato or sweet potato if available, plus eggs or a grilled protein. At Asian spots, choose a half bowl of steamed rice with tofu or fish. The timing stays a little before you move if you can, a solid pairing after. If you're stuck with only post options, nail the pairing and keep tomorrow's pre-small and simple. One more micro story. A viewer hated oatmeal's texture, but loved soup. She batch cooked barley, stirred 1/2 cup into a simple chicken vegetable soup post-activity, and ate a few sweet potato rounds. Pre-walk. Same windows, different foods. 2 weeks later she messaged, "I don't dread my meals and my legs don't wobble on the last set." Heads up, some healthy alternatives on shelves look great, but won't deliver the steady energy you want. In a second, I'll show you the store-bought traps to avoid, so your timing work doesn't get undone by sneaky ingredients. Label traps and fake, healthy foods to avoid. Let's clean up the grocery cart so your timing work actually pays off. The goal is simple. Pick carbs that act like a dimmer switch, pair clean proteins, and avoid hidden sugars and oils that make you crash. Here's how to spot the traps fast. First trap, instant sugary oatmeal packets versus plain oats. The box screams heart healthy, but flip it over. Many packets pack added sugar, flavorings, and gums that change how fast you absorb the carbs. You get a spike, then a slump mid-session. With plain rolled or steel-cut oats, the ingredient list is one word: oats. That's what you want for steady energy and predictable digestion. If you need fast prep, plain instant oats are fine. Just add your own flavor with cinnamon, berries, or a protein partner. Avoid the flavored packets. They turn your pre-bowl into dessert. Second trap, granola. It looks wholesome, but most store granolas are baked with oils and syrups that push calories sky high and speed absorption. A half cup can sneak in as much sugar as a cookie. For training, that means a quick rise and a faster crash. If you love crunch, make a quick toasted topping at home. Dry toast a few tablespoons of plain rolled oats with a pinch of cinnamon and a few crushed nuts. Sprinkle a spoonful on a post-activity yogurt bowl. You control the portion and you skip the added oils. Third trap, snack bars branded as oat, energy, or protein. Many bars combine cheap sugars with seed oils and just enough protein to make a claim. The label might say 10 to 12 grams of protein, but it comes with syrups that hit fast. For muscle, that's not the controlled insulin rise you want. If you need a true on-the-go option, pick a bar with a short ingredient list and at least a 1-to-1 ratio of protein to added sugar. Better yet, carry a small container of plain overnight oats and a single-serve yogurt. It's cheaper, steadier, and predictable. Fourth trap, protein snacks with weak carbs and weird additives. Protein puddings, cookies, and chips often rely on sugar alcohols, gums, and emulsifiers. Some people tolerate them, many don't. If your gut gets gassy or crampy, your training suffers and consistency dies. Remember the goal: simple foods that digest cleanly. You'll get more from a bowl of oats and Greek yogurt than from a novelty snack with a pharmacy label. Here's the simple label rule that keeps you safe: the 3-ingredient test. For your carb base, aim for products with 3 ingredients or fewer, and ideally just one. Oats should list oats. Barley should list barley. Bread should list whole grains, water, salt, yeast. If you see a parade of sugars, cane sugar, brown rice syrup, honey, agave, or a lineup of oils and emulsifiers, put it back. Your timing depends on clean inputs. Viral contrast. Short labels build strength. Long labels build cravings. Let me give you a 1-minute grocery routine. Step 1. Shop the perimeter first. Grab plain oats, milk or fortified soy milk, eggs or Greek yogurt, fruit, and a bag of salt. Step 2. Grab one alternative carb from the grain aisle: barley, brown rice, or a dense whole grain bread with short ingredients. Step 3. Skip the cereal aisle unless you're buying plain oats. Step 4. Choose one flavor booster: cinnamon or cocoa powder. Step 5. Check labels with the 3-ingredient test. If it fails, it doesn't go in the cart. A quick decoding guide for common phrases. Multi-grain doesn't mean whole grain. You want 100% whole grain as the first words, or whole grain listed first. Lightly sweetened usually means added sugar. Count grams per serving. Aim for single digits, especially pre-activity. Natural flavors is a catch-all, not a deal breaker on its own, but if it appears alongside multiple syrups and oils, skip it. High protein on cereals and granolas often comes from added isolates plus sugar. If sugar grams outnumber protein grams, it's not helping your training. What about flavored yogurts to mix with oats? Most are dessert in disguise. Pick plain Greek yogurt and add cinnamon or a few berries. You get protein without a sugar spike. If you need sweetness, add a half banana post-activity, not pre. Pre is for steady fuel. Post can handle a bit more because the muscle sponge is open. Coffee creamers and oat beverages can trip you up too. Many creamers are sugar plus oils. Keep coffee simple or add a splash of milk. For oat drinks, check labels. Some are mostly water, oil, and additives. If you're using oat milk as your protein partner, it won't help much. Pick dairy or soy milk for meaningful protein. Frozen breakfast sections are another minefield. Waffles, pancakes, and protein muffins often carry added sugars and refined flours. If you want a warm base, stick to hot oats or a slice of dense whole grain toast with eggs. Same timing, cleaner inputs, better results. Let me give you a fast, good, better, best for the shelf. Good, plain instant oats, plain kefir, dense whole grain toast. Better, rolled oats, Greek yogurt, cooked barley. Best, steel-cut oats prepped ahead, Greek yogurt or eggs, fresh fruit as the only sweet. If you remember nothing else here, remember this. Your timing only works if the food is simple. Plain oats beat flavored packets. Real yogurt beats dessert cups. Short labels beat clever claims. When in doubt, fewer ingredients win. Do this on your next shop, and you'll feel it in your next session. Clean energy in, steady reps out, smoother recovery after. Now, let's talk about what these cleaner choices do for your real-world strength, balance, and day-to-day life. Real-world wins you'll feel in 30 days. Here's what changes when you fuel the work and feed the repair. The first win is stairs. By week 2, most people stop pulling on the railing and start using their legs. That heavy feeling in your thighs fades because glycogen is topped up and your muscle fibers are repairing between sessions. You get a clean push through the foot, a steady knee on the way down, and a calmer breath at the landing. Standing from chairs gets easier, too. That last inch, where most folks stall, stops being a grind. With a small oat portion before you move, you arrive at those reps with gas in the tank. With oats and protein after, you rebuild the muscle you used. By day 14, you'll notice less rocking to get up and more control on the way back down. Balance improves because your legs aren't jelly at the end of the day. When energy is steady, your stabilizers actually do their job. You'll catch your foot on the rug less and feel safer in the shower. That's the strength signal showing up in real life. More reps in training turn into microsaves during daily tasks. Soreness backs off. Instead of that 2-day ache that makes you skip the next session, you'll feel a mild, I worked feedback that resolves by morning. That's the carb plus protein window doing its job. Less breakdown, faster repair. With less soreness, you train more often. Consistency compounds into strength. Walks get longer without extra willpower. When glycogen is fed, your brain perceives effort as lower. You'll finish your usual loop and want to tack on a block. That extra 5 minutes adds up over a month. More steps, better circulation, and easier recovery after the next resistance set. Mood steadies because blood sugar swings calm down. The beta-glucan in oats smooths absorption, so you don't crash mid-morning or late afternoon. Clearer head, less irritability, and better focus for simple things like paying bills or cooking dinner. When your brain has steady fuel, everything feels simpler. You'll notice fewer foggy moments and a more even keel. Here's a quick micro story. One of my clients, 68, always dreaded laundry day because hauling baskets upstairs crushed her legs. She added 3 spoonfuls of overnight oats before her band session and a yogurt oats bowl after. 10 days later, she told me, I didn't stop halfway. I just went. Same house, same stairs, new engine. Another tangible win. Fewer wobbly last reps. With a small pre-portion, your mid-set holds firm. No shaking, no breath holding to grind through. Clean reps tell your body, build here. That's safer for joints and better for progress. By day 21, you'll see it in the mirror, slower, smoother movement, not panic reps. Your morning get moving window shrinks. Instead of creaking around for 30 minutes, you'll feel warm within a few minutes of walking. Fed, muscle tissue glides. Joints feel less sticky because glycogen pulls water into muscle, and you've added that pinch of salt and the extra glass of water. Hydrated tissue moves. Grocery carrying gets simpler. 2 bags in one hand stops twisting your back because grip and legs hold together. That shows up around week 3 when your sit-to-stand speed improves. Stronger legs stabilize the spine. Steadier fuel keeps your form clean under load. Sleep improves for many because you're not going to bed underfed. A small oat and protein pairing after evening training blunts stress hormones and helps recovery. You'll fall asleep faster and wake up without that drained feeling. Better sleep means better training tomorrow. You'll also notice clothing fit change without chasing the scale. Pants feel looser at the waist as walking increases, and you lose the bloated swing that comes from erratic eating. At the same time, thighs feel more solid, not larger, muscle tone, not puff. That firmness is the first sign your body's using protein to rebuild. Kitchen confidence jumps. When you know exactly what a pre and a post looks like, you stop guessing. Less food anxiety, fewer skipped meals, and a simpler routine you repeat anywhere, home, travel, or dining out. Simplicity drives adherence. Adherence drives results. Energy in the afternoon is steadier, which means you're more likely to do the second walk or the stretch session you always skip. That small extra movement keeps the momentum. Movement makes nutrition work better. The cycle turns positive. A brief check-in. By day 7, expect cleaner reps and less mid-session fade. By day 14, expect easier stairs and shorter soreness. By day 30, expect faster chair stands and steadier balance on heel raises. If you're not seeing one of these, it's usually timing or portions. Slide the pre closer to movement or make the post pairing stronger. One more micro story. A 72-year-old viewer sent me her kitchen photo, 1 scoop, 1 jar, 1 bowl on the counter. She wrote, "I stopped overthinking. Small oats, bands, walk, oats plus yogurt. 3 weeks in, I carry all the groceries in one trip." That's the blueprint working. And there's one more when most people don't expect: confidence. When your body responds, you trust it. You stop avoiding hills, you stop bracing for pain when you stand, and you start planning the next walk. Confidence keeps you consistent. Consistency builds muscle. Muscle gives you back freedom. Track progress with 2 simple home tests. Let's put numbers to your wins so you know the plan's working. No fancy gear, no apps you'll forget. 2 home tests, 1 tape measure, and a simple log. Do them once a week, same day, same time, before breakfast if you can. Curiosity hook. These 2 tests predict your daily independence better than the bathroom scale. First test, the 30-second sit to stand. Grab a sturdy chair without arms, seat height around knee level. Place it against a wall so it won't slide. Cross your arms over your chest or keep hands on your shoulders. No pushing off your thighs. Start seated, feet flat, shoulder width. When you're ready, start a 30-second timer and stand up fully, then sit back down with control as many times as you can. Count only clean reps. Full stand, full sit, no half bounces. Record your number. Most people start between 8 and 14. Your goal each week is 1 more clean rep or the same reps with smoother control. Why this works: it captures lower body strength, endurance, and balance all at once. If you've been fueling the work and feeding the repair, you'll notice 2 things. Your first 10 seconds feel stronger, and your last 10 seconds don't collapse into shaky form. If you remember nothing else about this test, remember this: quality beats speed. Clean reps tell you muscle is rebuilding. Common mistakes and quick fixes. If your knees cave in, think push the floor apart with your feet. If you rock forward to start, scoot your feet slightly back. If the chair is too low, add a cushion for consistency. Note it in your log and keep the same setup every week. If you feel knee pain, slow the descent and reduce the range slightly until it's pain-free. Second test: a simple grip and carry. If you have a hand grip dynamometer, great, use it. If not, use a loaded grocery bag or a reusable tote with sturdy handles. Start with a weight that's challenging but safe. 8 to 12 pounds per hand for many people. Hold 1 bag in your right hand, stand tall, shoulders down. Set a timer for 30 seconds, and walk small laps around your kitchen or stand still and hold. Switch hands and repeat for the left. Record the weight and whether you walked or held. When both sides feel too easy for 30 seconds, add 2 pounds and retest next week. Why this matters: grip is tied to overall functional strength and safety in daily life. Stronger grip usually shows up with stronger legs because your carries improve when sit-to-stands and walks are fueled. You'll feel the change when you bring in groceries or twist a jar lid. Keep the same bags and scale the weight gradually. If the bag handle hurts, wrap a small towel around it for a thicker, kinder grip. If your shoulder hikes up, reset, rib cage down, shoulder relaxed, forearm vertical. If you have wrist pain, reduce weight and add time before progressing load. Now, tape measures for body change. The scale can lie in the short term. Tape is honest. Take 3 measurements: waist at the navel, hips at the widest point, and thigh midway between hip and knee. Stand tall, breathe out gently, and measure without squeezing. Record to the half-inch. What you're looking for over a month: waist trending down or steady, thigh feeling firmer even if the number doesn't change much. Pair this with how clothes fit. Looser waistband plus stronger sit-to-stand is a great sign you're feeding muscle, not just dieting. Your simple log keeps it all on track. 1 page per week with 4 columns. Day, movement done. Oats timing, protein hit. Add a notes line for sleep and water. On test day, add your sit-to-stand number, grip carry weight, /time, and tape measures. That's it. You'll see patterns fast. Missed pre-oats, worse performance. Nailed post-pairing, better recovery. It becomes obvious and motivating. You'll want to protect the pattern. How to adjust if numbers stall. First, check timing. Is your pre-portion too small or too far from movement? Slide it closer to 45 to 60 minutes or add a tablespoon. Second, check post-protein. Are you hitting 20 to 30 grams? If not, increase by a simple food swap. Half cup more yogurt or 1 extra egg. Third, check hydration and salt. 1 glass with pre, 1 with post, pinch of salt if allowed. Fourth, check sleep. Aim for a consistent bedtime and 7 hours. Finally, look at training quality. Were your last reps clean? If form fell apart, go back to cleaner reps and progress next week. If blood sugar is a concern, add 1 more step. Take a reading before your pre-portion and 1 to 2 hours after your post-meal on test weeks. You want a gentle rise that settles within 3 hours. If it's higher than your target, reduce the oat portion slightly and keep the pairing tight with protein and maybe a few nuts post-activity. Progress targets you can trust. Add 1 sit-to-stand rep by week 2, add 2 by week 4. Hold or carry the same weight 5 seconds longer by week 2, add 2 pounds by week 4 if pain-free. Shave a half-inch at the waist over a month if your steps and timing are consistent. If you miss a target, don't overhaul the plan. Tune 1 dial: timing, portion, protein, or sleep. Remember, these tests aren't about perfection. They're about direction. 1 clean rep, 2 steadier carries, a smoother stair climb. That's progress. Lock in the rhythm, track once a week, and let the numbers confirm what you're already feeling. Make it a lifestyle without getting bored. You've built momentum. Now, let's make it stick without turning meals into a chore. The plan is simple. Rotate your carbs, swap flavors by season, build good, better, best choices for restaurants and travel, and keep 1 rule that compounds results: scarcity positioning. Almost no one structures timing like this. Use it and you'll feel unfair progress. Start with the weekly rotation so nothing feels repetitive. Use a 3-carb loop. Oats, barley, sweet potato. Think Monday, Wednesday, Friday as oat days, Tuesday/Thursday as barley days, and 1 weekend day for sweet potatoes with a flex day for rice or whole grain toast. The pattern keeps digestion happy and taste buds engaged while the timing stays the same. Small carb pre, Carb plus protein post, modest carb plus protein on off mornings. Seasonal flavor swaps keep you excited. In cooler months, go warm with cinnamon, ginger, nutmeg, and cocoa. In spring and summer, shift to berries, peaches, or a squeeze of lemon zest in overnight oats. For savory days, pair hot oats or barley with chives, cracked pepper, and a soft scramble egg post session. You get the same steady fuel with a fresh taste each week. Here's an easy flavor map you can reuse. Winter, cinnamon cocoa oats post activity with Greek yogurt, barley with mushrooms and eggs, sweet potato with cottage cheese, and a pinch of salt. Spring, lemon blueberry overnight oats, barley tossed with chives, sweet potato with yogurt, and a light sprinkle of cinnamon. Summer, peach vanilla overnight oats, barley salad with diced cucumber and tofu post-workout, sweet potato rounds chilled with a spoon of yogurt. Fall, apple cinnamon hot oats, barley with rosemary, sweet potato with a touch of nutmeg. Eating out doesn't break the plan. Use good, better, best choices. At breakfast spots, good is whole grain toast with eggs. Better is oatmeal plus eggs. Ask for plain oats. Best is oatmeal with a side of Greek yogurt or cottage cheese, if available. At diners, good is a plain baked potato with eggs. Better is sweet potato if they have it. Best is potato plus eggs and a side of fruit. At Asian places, good is half a bowl of steamed rice with tofu or fish. Better is rice plus egg drop soup. Best is rice plus tofu and vegetables, sauce on the side. Keep portions modest pre, pair fully post, and keep timing within that hour window when you can. Travel kit, so you never miss the timing. A small bag of plain instant oats, a few zip top bags with pre-measured portions, a travel spoon, cinnamon, and a couple of shelf-stable protein options, shelf-stable milk boxes, individual Greek yogurt if you have a fridge, or a few packets of whey or soy isolate if you tolerate them. Add a collapsible shaker bottle and a pinch container for salt. In a hotel, instant oats mixed with shelf-stable milk gives you a predictable pre. Post-activity, stir in yogurt or a protein packet. If breakfast is late, grab a banana and pair it with your oats post-walk to hit the window. For variety without complexity, use theme days. Monday, savory oats with eggs post-session. Tuesday, barley day with a yogurt bowl. Wednesday, overnight oats with berries. Thursday, sweet potato day with cottage cheese and chives. Friday, cocoa oats post with yogurt. Saturday, rice day with tofu scramble. Sunday, choose your favorite and batch what you'll want next week. Themes reduce decision fatigue and keep you on track. Boredom often comes from cooking ruts. Use 2 texture switches. Switch 1, hot versus cold. Move between overnight oats and hot oats week to week. Switch 2, bowl versus blend. Blend overnight oats post-session with milk and protein for a smoothie on busy days. You're changing the experience without changing the plan. Eating with family? Keep the same backbone and plate it their way. If they're having eggs and toast, you add a small oat bowl pre-session and pair eggs and oats post. If dinner is chilly, spoon yours over barley post activity. You keep timing, they keep meals. No separate cooking sessions needed. If you're a savory-only person, here are 3 go-to combos. Hot oats with olive oil, pepper, and a soft egg post. Barley with cottage cheese and herbs. Rice with tofu scramble. If you're sweet only, use cinnamon, cocoa, vanilla, and berries. Skip bottled syrups. Sweet flavor, steady energy. Now a quick restaurant script to order fast. Plain oatmeal, no sugar, please. Greek yogurt on the side. Eat a few bites pre-walk. Finish the bowl after with yogurt. Plain baked potato and 2 eggs, please. Eat a few potato bites pre. Pair the rest with eggs post. Steamed rice, tofu, and vegetables, sauce on the side. Eat a few spoonfuls pre if needed. Pair rice and tofu post. Your travel day rhythm. A small pre-portion before airport walking or hotel bands. Then a full pairing after you settle. If flights shift, don't stress. Hit the next window. You can. Pattern over perfection. Here's a micro habit that makes this effortless. Pre-portion your dry carb. Fill 4 quarter-cup jars with rolled oats, 2 with barley servings, and 1 container with cooked sweet potato rounds. When the jar is empty, the timing decision is made. Add liquid or protein, done. And the good, better, best for everyday menus. Good. Plain instant oats plus milk, 1 egg. Better. Rolled oats, Greek yogurt, berries. Best. Steel-cut oats or barley prepped ahead, eggs or yogurt, spice for flavor, fruit post-session. If you remember nothing else from this lifestyle piece, remember the one rule: fuel the work, then feed the repair. Rotate carbs for interest, keep timing steady, choose short labels, and make the next bowl easy to build. Small wins, every day. That's how results compound. The one rule summary you can't forget. Here's the mantra that keeps results compounding. Fuel the work, then feed the repair. Movement is the signal. Carbs deliver the fuel. Protein builds the tissue. Once you nail that, everything else clicks, and your daily independence gets easier month by month. Always pair movement plus carb plus protein. Keep the windows tight. A small pre-carb to lift performance, then carb plus 20 to 30 grams of protein after to lock in recovery. Don't chase perfection. Hit the pattern most days, and let small wins stack. Use short label foods, so digestion is predictable. Rotate oats, barley, and sweet potato to keep taste buds interested. Hydrate with a glass of water in each window, and a pinch of salt if allowed. If energy dips or soreness lingers, tune one dial: timing, portion, protein, or sleep. Confidence comes from repeatable meals and cleaner reps. You control the dial at any age. Fuel it, signal it, feed it daily. Carbs plus protein, timed around movement, rebuild muscle faster than chasing Whey alone. Start the 30-day plan today. Subscribe for the joint-friendly workout and breakfast swaps guide. Then watch the next video for the 10-minute routine that locks in your results. Protect your independence. One small bowl, one short session, repeated